And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win? It's Halloween, baby, which means I actually swapped out today's video with the other tomorrow's video because I realized the Who Would Win I had lined up for today was not very Halloweeny. So let's get Chucky in there. He's Halloweeny. He's a horror icon. And from Kira, I believe it's Kira Hornet, they asked the question, who would win in a fight? Chucky, Chucky the Killer Doll, master of voodoo, versus SCP-1265. Now, I do believe it was 1265, you said. And I initially thought, oh, it's like the doll that can make more dolls. That would make complete sense. But, maybe I did read this wrong or wrote it down wrong when you gave me it, but this is what I looked in my book, the Who Would Win I saw. I'm pretty sure this was the right Who Would Win. But out of curiosity, let me just be sure about that real quick. SCP, let's see here. SCP-12, I'll go up and down like one. It's 6-4? All right, now that's a password. That's something completely different. And then let's try 6-6. Come on. Not six, what more was 6 there? Let's see, 6-6. Nope, that's not it either. I'll even be nice to try 6-3 and 6-7 real quick. And then the last one, bar rule, what? No. What the, SCP, SCPs. Okay, that went weird. That's not it either. Let's try that one again real quick. And I'm just actually going to go with everything within 1261 or 1260 to 1269 real quick here. Just to be sure. 12-6, 1, nope. Nope. I'm pretty certain this is the one you meant. Based on what I saw. So last but not least 6-8 and 6-9. And last but not least 6-9. Yeah, no. Okay. No, it was 6-5. The best of again, let me know if I did get that wrong. I don't think I did. Because I know there's one that's like a possessed bear that can make more of itself out of other things. Like, that makes sense. And I didn't, when I was reading this initially, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So obviously, Chucky, Charles, I can't remember his full name, was a serial killer who knew voodoo, who got mortally wounded, put his soul in a doll, and then continued to, like, wreak havoc. He's very intelligent. Because of his small size, he's very stealthy. He's deceptively strong for a doll. I mean, he's not like the same strength as a normal human, but he is still decently strong for something that size. Normally he wields like a knife like that, like a kitchen knife, but he can use any weapon effectively, really. But again, his real claim to his two big attributes is one, his voodoo, which he can either just transfer his soul to somewhere else or cut his soul up into pieces and put parts of him in other places. And the fact that he is extremely hard to kill when he's in this form. Despite the fact that he spent too long in the body. No, it's been too long. It's been too long in the body. The man can take a beating. The man literally can survive as a talking head. You have to literally just incinerate the entire body. More specifically, you have to get rid of the head, which is where the brain theoretically would be for this guy. But you literally have to just kind of tear him limb from limb from limb and make sure there's kind of nothing left that can function. But yeah, so in some cases he's a very good opponent for others, and in other cases he's going to get curb stomped 9 times out of 10. This is a weird one because SCP-1265 is apparently a location in Africa that is essentially a Lost World scenario where there are many prehistoric, hence why I got this little feathered dinosaur up here, where there are many prehistoric creatures that are, present and, thriving. However, they're not dangerous unless you try to attack them or anything like that. So as long as you leave them alone, they leave you alone. And while there aren't things like Brachiosaur or Tyrannosaur there are things like Spinosaurus or Allosaurus there. The thing is, they're all 1/5 their normal size. So if I were to just say, because they're about 1 to 5 scale. Let's see here now. So let's see, Spinosaurus, Egypticus. So size-wise, these things, despite the fact that they're not what we once thought, they're not the giant thing you see in Jurassic Park 3, they're actually more four-legged creatures. They're still talking about an animal that was almost over 50 feet long and probably weighed a good couple tons. So even if I scaled that down to 1/5 its size, that's still an animal that's over 10 feet long with very large, sharp teeth and claws. That's basically the size of a crocodile, a general crocodile. So there you go. So it's very interesting to say the least. They also include stories about like Mokelabembe, who's so big that he can block a river. But what that animal is, they've never seen it, per se. So you still have animals that are dangerous to be dealing with here, so long as Chucky decides to fuck with them. If he doesn't fuck with them, then he can just wander through this area safely, and it's all good. So that would then beg the question. I guess it's not so much versus SCP-1265, so much as can he survive SCP-1265? And really, it just comes down to if he's stupid enough to fuck with something. Unfortunately, as intelligent as he is, he might be stupid enough to screw with something. Because he might just say, oh, I've never killed one of these things before. Gonna be fun. And maybe he stabs something in the throat, manages to kill it, only for like a pack of raptors to show up, or like something like an Allosaurus who's, Allosaurus, let me see the size range for that, at 1/5 its size. Allosaurus, Allosaurus, So Allosaurus is nowhere near as big as some other dinosaurs were. I mean, it's still large enough. Like I would not want to screw with an Allosaurus. Like at max, it was like 35 feet. So, you divide that in half, or divide that by 5. You got 7. So divided by 5. You'd have still a 7-foot long death machine there that would easily be able to tear him apart. And so I think it just all comes down to if he's stupid enough to screw with something. And in this circumstance, I would almost certainly think he would be. Now, maybe he wouldn't do it at first. Maybe he'd either get bored or he'd think something was trying to attack him and then attack it back. Either way, I do think he would ultimately get attacked. And unfortunately, because of his size and the fact these are just animals, and they're gonna just tear him like limb from limb, he's pretty screwed at that point. He's gonna just be. I don't think he's gonna get eaten because he's not edible at this point, but he is going to be killed. He's at very minimum defeated. So yeah, I think between the two, yeah, it would be Chucky who loses the fight here. Sorry, a little something in my throat there. So yeah, I'd go SCP-1265. Again, I think if assuming this was the right one you asked me to do, I mean, this is what I read there. So, and again, maybe because like all the dinosaurs are like at 1/5 their size, maybe that's why it was chosen, which I can kind of understand. Plus a little Jurassic Park themed stuff there. But yeah, otherwise, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll be back in a little while for my actual Q&A. So stay tuned.